Hi, I'm Jason Druss. I'm a Principal Product Marketing Manager here on the Adobe Premiere team, and we are here today to talk about operations in the all-new color mode in Premiere Beta. Operations are a really interesting new invention inside of color mode. Operations are how we organize, move, and understand how color affects all of the clips in our sequence, at the clip level, at the custom group level, and at the sequence level. Operations are a net new invention for color mode. They are not layers, not nodes. They are a new third category of moving color information between clips. You can color at the clip, custom group, or sequence level. You can copy and paste operations. You can drag and drop them. You can do just about anything. Let's do some color grading, get started, and learn how operations work together. Let's turn on loop mode. I've got this clip here. I'm going to play it back. Got this Porsche ripping through the desert, a lot of fun. Let's go ahead and do a color grade at the clip level. You can see here that I have a clip adjustment right here. I will add some contrast. I like the contrast, but that's clipping my highlights. So let's get a highlight zone, bring exposure down just a little bit. Very good. Let's go ahead and make this a little bit more saturated. Let's make the shot a little bit warmer. And I'm also going to raise the exposure of the shadows a little bit just to give us a little bit more pop. Last thing I'll do is highlight this yellow color right here. What I want to do is increase the saturation of that. So I'm going to move my mouse to the right, make that a little bit more saturated. And then I'm going to go to hue shift and I'm going to change the hue of that color. There we go. I play that back and I have my color correction ready to go. So you can see if I turn loop off, and I roll into the next shot, we can see the remaining shots in the project are not color graded and have not been color graded yet. They've merely been color managed. And if you're more interested in color management, don't worry. We have a whole video in this series to dive deep on color management. Now, if I want to color every clip in my sequence at the same time, what I need to do is work on a sequence operation. You'll find sequence operations right here. Anything I do here, and I can add as many adjustments as I want, all of these adjustments live at the clip level, affecting that clip and only that clip. All of the operations I apply to the sequence level will affect every single clip within my sequence at the same time. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to find a new clip. So what we're going to do with this clip right here is we're going to click on sequence style, and I'm quickly going to add a style to this entire sequence. Now we are going to have a whole other video that dives deep into creating, making, and customizing and saving styles. But for now, let me go to style presets. I will choose either California Sunkissed or Howard Hughes. Let's go ahead and use Howard Hughes and get a little bit of a weird Technicolor duotone look going on here. I'm going to click on Howard Hughes and click done. And just like that, now as you can see in the clip grid, every single shot in my sequence now has this Howard Hughes style on top of it. Let's turn off looping and actually play back to more shots in the sequence here. You can see every single clip now has this sequence because I applied my custom Howard Hughes style at the sequence level. I can tell this style is a little dark, so one thing I'm going to do is go to my sequence adjust here, and I'm going to raise exposure, bring down my highlights just a little bit. That's looking a lot better. I can see that this one GoPro shot here is not taking the sequence style the way I want it to because, you know, it's a vastly different clip with many different properties and variables as to why it looks so different. So what I can do at any time is just go back to the clip level. And if I go back to the clip level and I grade this clip adjustment right here, what I can do is take my highlights and just make my highlights a little bit brighter, make the whole shot as a whole a little bit warmer. I can go back to the highlights here and I can change the balance. Go back to the global level, raise saturation a little bit. Go to my shadows and just rebalance the shadows. Now it's looking much better. However, I can see that there's a whole slew of clips right here that I can clearly tell were shot at a different time of day. They were shot later in the afternoon. The sun has gone down. They are by default and by definition a little bit darker and a little bit greener compared to the clips that we open up with. Not to worry, because now what we're going to learn how to do is grade operations at the custom group level. All I have to do is shift click and highlight the amount of clips that I want to add to a custom group. I shift click from here down to here. And what you'll see now is that there's a selection bubble waiting for us down here. All I have to do is click on that selection bubble, choose to add an adjustment to a selected clips, and now I have a custom group created. I'll rename this group to Afternoon Car Shots. I'll rename this adjustment, I'll say General Balance. And then what I'm going to do at the global level is I'm just going to go ahead and raise exposure a little bit. Bring my highlights down. Make the shot a little bit warmer, a little bit more magenta, and add just a skosh more of contrast to this one. Let's go ahead and play back the group. I'm just going to play into the next shot. See, as I play through all these clips, I can see that these shots here have one clip adjustment, one custom group adjustment, a sequence style, and a sequence adjustment. Not only can I grade the clip, the custom group, and the sequence at the same time, I have visual clarity and understanding on every single color grade affecting every clip at the same time. This is part of what makes operations so unique to Premiere Beta and to color mode. I also have a nighttime group right here, and these clips are definitely going to need some special correction, so let me go ahead and highlight all of these right here. Let's make a custom group, add a adjustment, we'll call this dusk, and then what I'm going to do is just lower exposure a little bit, increase contrast, reduce saturation, and there we go. Now we have a much better group for this dusk look. If I also want to, I'm saying, oh, like what the sequence style and the clip adjustments are doing is that we have really great fire here, but not so great fire over here. No problem. Back to the clip adjustment. Let's click on this click adjustment. I'm going to go ahead and just make a new one, and I'm going to call this fire. And at the clip level, what I'm going to do is isolate this orange hue right here. Make it a little bit brighter. A little bit more saturated, pardon me. And there we go. Look at that. Grading at the clip level, the custom group level, and the sequence level. Let's make one more big adjustment. Let's say the client gives us a note. We love this duotone look. We love this Howard Hughes style you've applied. What we want to do is see more grungy black and white sepia tones across this whole sequence. Now you could say, client, you're crazy. Don't you dare judge my work. This looks amazing. But that's not what we get paid to do, is it? We get paid to do what our clients tell us to do, right? So let's say this isn't a hill that we want to die on and we want to do what the client says. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a separate adjustment. And what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to call this, call this desat, because I'm going to, desaturate the whole clip right now. Let's go ahead and lower saturation on this clip. Let's go ahead and increase contrast a little bit. Let's go ahead and make this a little bit warmer, right? Now we've got a real, real desat look going on. But again, I made a mistake. I did this at the clip level, not the sequence level. Not to worry. Operations can not only be copied and pasted, they can be dragged and dropped. So if I want this clip adjustment to impact the entire sequence, all I have to do is take this clip adjustment, drag it, and drop it where I want. And just like that, every single clip in the sequence has been updated. And I have this funky sepia duotone desaturated look across my entire sequence. And from there, I can go ahead and do any kind of matching work I need at the clip, group, or sequence level to modify and correct as needed. One question that I frequently get when talking about operations, people say, hey, creating a custom group is great. What about the finer points of copying and pasting to groups, adding more clips to groups, etc., etc. So remember, we made this, one of the first groups we made was called Afternoon Car Shots. I can tell that this clip belongs in Afternoon Car Shots, but it was not originally added to the group. Not to worry. What I can do is go to a clip that is in that group. I can see I have Afternoon Car Shots right here. Let me go to General Balance. what I'm going to do is take the general balance operation. I'm going to drag it and drop it on the clip that I want to add to the group. And now look at that. Now this clip is a part of the afternoon car shots group, right? So by simply copying and pasting, by dragging and dropping, I can essentially color grade anything I want at the clip level, at the custom group level, or at the sequence level. I can add clips to groups. I can remove clips to groups. The best thing about operations, again, isn't only grading at these 3 different independent levels. It's that I always have visual clarity and mental understanding of every single color grade that is affecting every single clip in my sequence at one time. Because I can see everything right here. Nothing's hidden behind different submenus. Nothing is hidden behind different parts of the user experience and the user interface. I can see everything all at once. And people often ask me, hey man, this is great. I love color grading at the clip, group, and sequence level. How do I understand how Premiere is actually processing all of this color information? Well, the answer is simple, and it's obvious, and it's probably what you might anticipate it is. When it comes to figuring out the order of operations, it's left to right, man. It's exactly what you think it is. The clip comes first, then the groups, then the sequence. So the first thing hitting this clip outside of the color management is this clip operation. The next thing is the group. The next thing is the sequence style, the sequence adjustment, and the separate D-side adjustment. One of the last things to remember is that an operation can host one of 3 things. An operation can host an adjustment, which is any color correction or any color grade made with our core color controls that you're seeing here behind. A style, which was my Howard Hughes style, and we'll get into styles much later in the training course, or a LUT. So I can add an adjustment, style, or LUT operation at the clip, group, or sequence level. And that, for the most part, is what you need to know about operations. Remember to check out our HelpX documentation, which gives you in text every single thing you need to know about operations and every other part of color mode. Every single decision, every single right click, every feature, every movement you can make in color mode is covered inside of the documentation. So I invite you to visit HelpX, check it out, let us know how you're feeling about color mode on the forums, and happy editing and happy grading. We'll see you next time.